Hi everyone and welcome back to my Flosstube. My name is Lauren, for those of you who don't know, aka Stitched Up by Lauren on Etsy and Instagram. I do have an Etsy shop where I sell downloadable PDF patterns as well as a few kits. Thank you all so much for coming back and for all of your support on my previous video. It really means a lot to me. Today's video is going to be all about my stash, which after I added everything up, I counted everything and figured out the price of everything. It's about £350 of all the stuff that I remember, so there's quite a lot. And so once I've gone through all my stash, I'll show you where I'm up to date with my WIPs, and I have one finish for you as well. So I'm really looking forward to going through everything with you. But before we start, as a big thank you for all your support, I thought I would give you a little treat. So for my shop on Etsy, the link will be down below. For the first 5 customers who place an order with the discount code SPOOKY, I've put it here for you, SPOOKY, you will get 15% off anything in my shop. So there's no minimum order, there's no minimum quantity, you can buy as little or as much as you want, but the first 5 customers will get 15% off, so go and enjoy yourselves. So let's begin with my stash. I thought I'd start with needle minders. Needle minders I had never heard of before this year, so I'm not really sure how I'd been getting along without them before. Since I bought my needle minders, I've never lost a needle, which was quite a big problem for me before, because I used to pierce the Aida and just kind of slip the needle through to keep it in there, but after a while the holes got big and then the needles would just fall out. And I have lost many a needle on my bedroom floor. So I'm very happy that I've found needle minders. So let's begin. The first ever needle minder that I bought was this little one. Hopefully the camera will focus on it. If I put it in front of my face, it probably will. There we go. So this is a little Felice's jar from Harry Potter. So it's the liquid luck potion. When I saw this needle minder, I just had to have it, so I'm very happy with this one. It's my first ever one, and this one came from the Dinky Trinket Co on Etsy. Again, I will link everything down below that I talk about today. So yeah, there's that one, and then I think this next 2 I bought together from different shops. So this one is a moon. Is it going to focus? I think that's focused. This is a little moon from Cotton and Clay. I absolutely love all of Cotton and Clay's needle minders. I bought this one when I was working on my wolf Lorcan. It just made sense to have a wolf and a moon. But yeah, I could spend a lot of money in Cotton and Clay's shop. She's just put out some Christmas themed needle minders. This is tiny little jumpers, basically like what I'm wearing now, and I love them. So I will be buying one of them eventually. Yeah, the next needle minder is from Pedro's Plaques. Sorry, it was a bit jumpy there, it took forever to focus. I absolutely love this one too. I didn't realise quite how big this one was, and I haven't really been able to use it quite as much as I'd hoped, because the majority of my project is quite small and it just kind of gets in the way. So I'm really looking forward to working on some bigger projects and being able to use this one. It's just lovely. And then the next needle minder is again from Cotton and Clay. When this one was posted on their Instagram page, I fell in love with it instantly, and I'd been waiting for it to be available in their shop for ages. Why is that not focusing? There we go. It's just like a little Greek tile, and it's just so beautiful. When I saw it, I instantly had to have it. So yeah, in the future floss tubes, I'm sure you will be seeing many more needle minders from Cotton and Clay. I have asked my boyfriend to get me the subscription box for my birthday, so it will arrive after my birthday, but I might be able to unbox it on my next floss tube, which will be amazing. So yeah, they are my 4 needle minders. I think I probably don't need any more, but they're all so cute that I will forever keep buying them. So yeah. The next thing, I love scissors. I only have 2 pairs, but that's because I'm having to stop myself from emptying my bank account. So I did buy both of these pairs at the same time. I can't remember where they're from, but I will put the links to them down below when I found them. Well, they're both from Etsy, I just can't remember the shop names. But there's these ones, which, oh, there we go, absolutely love them. They're so sharp as well. I was really worried that they were just going to be like novelty scissors, but they are beautiful and functional, so I absolutely love them. I do like to have a pair of scissors per whip, so I think at the moment I had 3 whips going, and I was getting a bit annoyed because I only had 2 pairs of scissors, and I like to keep them all together so that I don't lose them. So I will be buying more scissors in the future, and I have got quite a few favourites on Etsy of scissors that I really, really want. The next pair are these. There we go. Absolutely love these ones too. They're very different. They kind of look a bit, oh, I don't really know, Asian, I would say. I mean, like they've got lettering along here, and they are beautiful as well. Absolutely love these scissors too. Again, so sharp, so not novelty scissors at all, very functional. But yeah, like I say, I think I need to buy more scissors. There's a few, you know, the rainbow pairs of scissors I've seen I absolutely love, so I'm probably going to invest in some of those. Whether they're a unicorn, I've seen guitars, I've seen dragons, I would love them all. So maybe I'll just ask my boyfriend to get them for Christmas. That would be cheaper for me. So yeah, those are my scissors. Next on the list is all of my fabrics and Aidas. So I have added all of these up, like I said, and it did come to about £350, but that's not including any of the Aida or fabric that I have had in the past, because obviously I purchased so long ago that I don't actually know. But I'll show you how I store them as well. This is just I keep them in the plastic bags that they arrive in, and then I write on them the count and the colour. So this is the 25 count mushroom Evenweave. I think I got this from Lakeside Needlecraft. I do love their fabrics. I do, you know, they're very quick to post and very reliable. So there's that one. And then I've got another Evenweave. It's a 32 count in ivory colour. I'm using this one to stitch my Aladdin WIP, which I'll show you later. And then I'll take these out. And this one is 18 count white and 14 count black. I don't use a lot of 14 count fabric, so I'm not really sure why I bought that. I think that must be quite an old one when I was a bit of a beginner. I don't have a problem stitching on black, it's quite fun. It can be a bit tricky, but I do quite enjoy it. I have a few offcuts from my own kits, so this is 16 count white that I didn't want to chuck away. It's just a little bit too small for working on for my kits, so I thought there will be a project that's this small at some point that I'll use them for. And then next up is the Petrol Swirl from Claire Brown Cross Stitch. Oh, I absolutely love this fabric. I think I saw her share it on her Instagram and I immediately bought it. This is what I stitched my unicorn on, and as you'll see for my next fabric and for one of my whips, when I saw the spooky tie-dye, I had to buy it again and use it for my Halloween unicorn, which again I'll show you later. So it does seem to be a bit of a theme to use Claire Brown Cross Stitch's fabric for my unicorns, so I'm almost certain I'll be placing an order soon for a Christmas fabric for my Christmas unicorn. And then for my Aladdin WIP, which again I'll show you later, I wasn't really sure how I wanted to finish it, but I think I've decided to turn it into a cushion so that I can give it to my sister. And so I went looking for some fabric that was Aladdin themed, and I found this fabric on eBay, and it's quite subtle, but I really, oh, it's upside down. It's quite a subtle pattern, but it's Princess Jasmine surrounded by lilies and roses and beautiful flowers. So this will be the back of the cushion once I've finished working on the project. But yeah, my sister knows that I'm giving it to her, but I don't think she knows that it's going to be in the form of a cushion. So hopefully I will have finished this by my next floss tube, and I can show you what I've done with that one if it turns out alright. My sewing skills are not perfect. But yeah, that's all of my fabric that I can remember. Again, there might be some elsewhere in the house. All of my stuff is everywhere. So next on the list is all of my floss. So I'm not a person who puts floss on bobbins. I just prefer to keep them as they come, and I found it really difficult to find storage for them because of that. But I did find this little drawer unit on Ryman's. It's just the perfect little size. Well, it's not little, but it's the perfect size to store floss in if you don't want to bobbinate. So I'll show you. It's got little drawers, and I can just keep them in their little lengths, all number order rather than colour order, because I think it's much easier for me to figure that out. And so I think I'm going to have to buy a second one of these at some point, because my floss, I haven't got a full set of DMC, but that is the aim to have at some point. And I think I'm gonna need multiple of these when I get to that stage. But this is good storage. I've also got some anchor threads in here. I prefer to use DMC, but I think when I bought these, it was the closest shop that sold floss, so I just went with the anchor stuff. I also keep all of my highlighters for patterns, and any of the smaller hoops and stuff. I sometimes keep my finished projects in here as well, just to keep them away from dust before I frame them or finish them. But yes, this was a great buy. I'm very happy with this. It's very easy to move around the house as well. I was finding, I bought this when I was working on my Lork and the Wolf. It was quite a big pattern with quite a few colours, and it was all just in a bag, and I was really struggling to find the colours, so I thought it was much easier to organise it in number order in a drawer system, and then I could just open a drawer, pick out the colour and put it back when I was done. And it really, really helped me. It really sped up the project towards the end. So if anyone who, like me, just is too impatient to put anything on bobbins, this is the perfect solution. Okay, next in my stash are my hoops and frames. So before this year, I only ever used hoops, which was fine when I was doing smaller projects, but when it came to working on Winnie the Pooh, I was just finding it really, really difficult to keep moving the frame because the pattern itself was quite long. So I purchased this. It's not, you won't be able to see it very well from here, sorry about that, but it's a Lapman frame. It's a 15-inch, so it is quite, probably the smaller one. But this really, really helped me when I was working on Winnie the Pooh, because you just have to undo these and roll, and it really helped me to move the fabric up and down. So I am very much looking forward to using this on my bigger projects in the future. And then I have my hoops. So I do have two of these little ones. One of them is a bit bigger than this one. I got this from Hobbycraft. They're just a simple, I think they're supposed to be used for displaying rather than to actually work on, but they really, really help with the smaller projects. I definitely used this tiny one when I was working on my little Christmas robins, which obviously anything that I'm talking about is in my previous video as well, so if you want to look back, please do. So yeah, I think, yeah, they're not really meant to be worked on, but I find them, the tightness of the material so much better with these than some of my other hoops. So, I mean, for smaller projects they are perfect. Like I said, I do have another one, but currently my unicorn WIP is in it, so I will show you that in a bit. And then I have this 6-inch hoop. I don't actually know where I got this from, and I don't know where I got my next one from, probably eBay, before I found all of these amazing new shops to look for. So this one is a trusty old hoop that I will use for everything if I can. I do love it. yeah, I don't know how many projects I've worked on with this, some probably really big, and I don't know how I managed with such a small hoop, but it's a good one. And then I've got this one. This is my 8-inch hoop as well. The one problem I have with this is I find it really difficult to do up. I've had to use a screwdriver, and the actual, the metal where you put the screwdriver in, I can't remember what it's called, it's getting a bit chewed up, so it's a bit tricky to use now. But it's also it's going quite rusty where the screws are underneath, and you'll see on my Winnie the Pooh project that there's just rusty hoop marks all along the top, but I think they're far enough up that it will be hidden by a frame, but it's a little bit disappointing. So when I use this in the future, I think I'm just going to put a piece of fabric between the Aida and the hoop, and hopefully I can stop the rust from happening. Next is technically not part of my stash, but I wanted to show it to you anyway. So it's my Ort jar. Again, another thing I'd never heard of until the beginning of this year. So my boyfriend loves this gin, and he had a spare bottle going, so I cleaned it out and I started to put all of my loose spare threads in there that I don't use for my projects. It's filling up quite nicely, but I wish that I'd known about these sooner, because I'd just been throwing away all my spare threads, and I probably could have filled this jar up by now. So it's a little bit disappointing that I hadn't found out sooner, but I am sure that that will be fill up with lots of different colours very quickly, and I'm quite looking forward to seeing like the layers, so you'll be able to see which projects I've been working on as I go. Yeah. So that is the end of my stash. It doesn't look like a lot, but when you add it all up, it's, you know, £350 plus worth of stuff. Obviously this isn't including anything that I've got in my room behind me, which is for all of my kits and stuff. So I've got multiple bundles of threads, I've got needles, I've got fabric in there as well, but technically that's business stuff, not hobby stuff. So I've decided to keep that out of this calculation. Oh no, there is one thing I forgot, sorry. It's my music stand, which I use to hold my patterns up. So I do tend to sit on the sofa or sit in bed when I'm cross stitching, but when I'm in bed I kind of have a laptop stand to use. But when I'm here, I have a music stand. It's not a very good angle, sorry. I'll try and take a picture of it. So yeah, I use my music stand, which I bought specifically for cross stitching, to hold my pattern up so that I don't have to hold it, because before I used to keep it on my lap and it would just be moving constantly and it was really hard to see it, and I was getting neck ache from stooping over trying to look at it. So this has been a massive life changer, and again I think this has really sped up my stitching. I'm still quite a slow stitcher, as you'll see from when I show you how far along I've come with my WIPs, but I am working on ways to make it faster, though it is a hobby, so it's not like I have to do it for a business and count my hours. I do stitch for fun. So yeah, but yes, that is the end of my my stash now, I promise. Let's move on. So I only have one finish. I know in my last video I said that I wanted to have 3 finishes. It's been a very stressful month for me, so I've had to prioritise other things instead of my stitching. You know, life gets in the way sometimes, but my finish is my Winnie the Pooh WIP. Like I said in my last video, I don't actually know how long I've been working on this one. I think I started it probably about 4 or 5 years ago, and it's just been on and off since then. But yeah, it's finally finished. I don't think I held it up last time. I think it was on the frame and I don't want to take it off, but if I do have a picture of what it was like at my last video, you'll see the progress that I've made. It might not look like a lot, but there was a lot of back stitching on this that I thought would take less time than it did. I always underestimate the back stitching, but I think it's because of the trees. So there's so much back stitching within the trees. Let me see if you can see that. But yeah, and I don't know if you can see his eye is a little French knot, but I think I've done it too small. But again, I'm done with this one now. I'm very happy that it's finished, and I'm not going to touch it. You'll see my little rusty hoop marks up here, so I'll probably try and get rid of those. It needs an iron, it needs to be probably washed because I don't know how old it is, and then I will see if I can frame it or maybe give it away. I'm not sure yet. Yeah, that's the only finish that I have this month, which is a little disappointing, but like I said, life got in the way. But I have made, I think, a little bit of progress on my Aladdin WIP. I focused a lot on Winnie the Pooh this month, so my Aladdin one got neglected. So again, I'll show you a picture of what it was like last month when I showed you, and this is where I'm at now. So the majority of the writing is done. I just need to finish the once, put the top letters on, but the lettering takes so long because there's so much counting that goes with it that I decided to start filling in the colours. So I'm going to fill in this strip of colour, and then I'll probably do the last bits of letters, finish the stripper, the blocking of colour here, and then it will just be one colour, the same as this little banner, for the rest up here, and then all the back stitching. I don't think there's a lot of back stitching. It's my own pattern, I should remember, but I think it's just highlighting certain areas on the lamp, and then highlighting the edges of the banner as well. And then, like I said, I will put the jasmine fabric on the back and turn this into a really, really tiny cushion, hopefully. So yeah, I really do hope that this one will be finished by my next Flosstube. I think it will be. I really do think it will be. And the other WIP that I have is my little Halloween unicorn. I again was really hoping to have this one finished in time for this video, but it's just other things got in the way. So I've made really good progress, and it's on the fabric from Claire Brown Cross Stitch. I think that's in focus. It is now. Yeah, so I'm really happy with progress on this one, seeing as I've only really worked on it for a few days. It is quite a small pattern, and I do love it. So I just need to finish the white on this ear, fill in the black on the eyes, and then do the back stitching. So it'll probably be finished by the end of the day today. So if you want to see it before my next Flosstube video, do follow me on Instagram, because it will be posted up there as soon as it's done. Then I just need to find a frame for this one as well, and probably display it next to my other unicorn. And then hopefully I can do the Christmas one in time for my next Flosstube video. So we'll see. Fingers crossed everything calms down and life is less stressful from now on. From what I remember, in my last video I said that I wanted to have 2 new starts this month. I have not done that. Seeing as Winnie the Pooh took me until yesterday to finish, I haven't started anything, because I knew that if I started this, my Christmas stocking, I knew that if I started this, Winnie the Pooh would get forgotten again, and I probably would never ever pick it back up. So now that Winnie the Pooh is finished, I can finally start my stocking. I'm very excited about starting this. I'm well aware that it's probably not even going to be halfway done in time for Christmas. It's probably not even going to be a quarter of the way done in time for Christmas. But that doesn't matter. I am excited to start it anyway. I did say that I wanted to start the fox as well. I think I said that, but starting 2 quite big complex patterns at the same time is never going to work for me, especially as I only have 1 frame, and I think they're both going to have to be on frame. And the frames are quite expensive, and I can't quite afford to buy a second one. So I think I'm going to have to at least start the Christmas one, and then it'll probably get to the new year, and I'll want to stop my seasonal stitching, so maybe I'll start the fox then. We shall see. But yes, I would like to have finished, obviously, my Aladdin WIP, the Halloween unicorn, by my next video. I also want to have done the Christmas unicorn by my next video as well, but I need to find some nice fabric, so it'll probably be Claire Brown cross stitch because I have used her fabric for both of my unicorns so far. And then, because I think in my last video I explained that I'd accidentally bought a pattern from a seller who had stolen the pattern and had just taken a picture of someone's artwork and turned it into a pattern. I don't want to use that one anymore. I think it's really unfair for someone to do that. So in the comments, Rogamama Stitcher, she recommended a cross stitch seller on Etsy. I can't remember their name, but I will let you know. And I found 2 patterns on there, one Lord of the Rings and one Harry Potter. They're both books. I'll put pictures up if I haven't bought them yet, but I am so excited to buy them and start them. But again, I don't want to keep buying patterns if I know that I will start them all and never finish any of them. So yeah, I am going to be quite busy over the next month. We're in the process of buying a house, and it's causing a lot of stress because it's not going as smoothly as we had hoped. But who buys a house and it goes smoothly? It's not an easy process. So I am hopeful that I will be able to do everything that I've said, but we'll see for my next video. Thank you so much for watching today. I really do appreciate it. If you've liked my video, please do click the like button to let me know that you've enjoyed it. Leave a comment if you've got anything to say, or if you've got any patterns that you'd like me to look at, or if you think that there'd be some really great material for me to use Ada in the future. And yeah, please subscribe if you want to watch more, and click the notification bell to be notified of any future videos. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next month. Bye.